Hey, getting real close to the final version here. ECX Barrage. Doing a lot of updates, mods. Got something for all ECX Barrage owners. Something huge to me they need to know. The kit version is a big time improvement over the ready to run. So allow me to ramble here a little bit. Everybody knows, it's all over YouTube, about the fuel tubing and the shocks, cutting the rear drive shaft, removing the front cross member. Then there are those that mounted the shocks outboard. Doing that allowed them to upgrade to a standard size servo. And some have cleaned up the pumpkins, cut the knobs off the axles. So as we look at what I got going on here, notice some differences. And I did the mods that I was talking about and more upgrades, bumpers, wheels, tires, put a servo winch in. I got rock lights, fender lights, if you want to call them that, rock sliders. I did some scaled detail to my body. Everybody's doing that. CNC steering knuckles, the CNC rear hubs. But you're probably picking up on it by now. Pretty clean looking pumpkin, huh? True 4-link suspension. No fuel tubing on the shocks. Outboard mounted and not coming inward at an angle. The stance of the axles, turns out they're 3/8 of an inch wider on the side, which what that does is when you articulate with the narrower axles, you would get rubbing right up in here, and conversely on the frame. So this wider stance takes care of that. I like the look of it. It gives the appearance of a bigger truck. It looks strong. More aggressive stance. Also, how's that for some steering linkages and geometry? Things not coming up at an angle or forward. See how it's almost perfectly in line with the tie rod. So servo tray, CNC servo tray, this is all stuff that's in the kit version. So pretty much the kit version means all the mods that's all over YouTube, everyone's been doing, they're done. Plus true 4-link. Here is what I took out of my ready to run. I was checking out the Doomsday, the axle housings, but I was looking to see what it would take, pricing it out, to upgrade, and I ended up actually buying the kit. When I priced out CNC servo mount, steering servo mount, 2 axle housings, the 4-link set, axles, and since they offered a 390 motor, why not? To buy that individually would be $159. The kit was $179. So I have tons of spare parts. Then, because that's how it is with these things, I had these other ideas that I couldn't help myself. One of them was, I'm running, when I move my battery tray sideways, put these extensions on the battery trays. Got rid of the plastic ones, made aluminum extensions. I'm running a 5,000 milliamp hour battery pack. I don't have to worry about battery. And it's weight up front. Good place for it. So between that and the servo winch, I noticed it was sagging a bit in the front. Previous video I put in the shocks the Fortuna suspension and little spacers. But so I had this idea, since I got the kit and I got all kinds of parts, dual shocks. And looks just killer. Pretty simple to do, actually. What I got going on is 32nd aluminum plate. It is bolted underneath this shock mount with an extra screw right in the holes in your shock towers. It's a triangle shaped plate. And then this screw has a nylock nut on the back, that ball link I should say. So there's the top mounting. You can see they're shifted. This shock is the original shock. This one right here drops all the way down to the center line of the axle to fit them in there, a place where it looked sensible, keeping them parallel. The second shock is above the axle. So a real simple bracket, one hole with a tab bent down so it doesn't twist. That's the bolt, that top bolt for the hub, front hub, and single shear through the bottom of the shock. So what a setup. I don't know how everybody is about spending money on these trucks, but it seems like there's no way around it. You spend the money. You buy bumpers, you buy wheels, tires, upgrade servos, whatever it is you're putting on your trucks. So that, to me, is a huge upgrade. Same tranny. I just bought the kit, swapped out the tranny, mounted the motor. Comes with a different pinion gear. Different plate. This plate's different. So 280 motor, 390 motor. Doesn't seem any faster to me, but the torque. I'll do a run video, and with a wider stance, the mechanical advantage the shocks have over the body. Everybody knows going outboard helped. So now with body roll, so now outboard shocks and a wider stance, and now with dual shocks, I mean, this thing, you can't tip it. It rips. So quite the different truck. And crawling, yeah, it's getting pretty awesome. It's behaving like a big truck. But as far as stance goes, tell me about it, hey? More aggressive stance. I like it. It's not, wouldn't work in a scale 1 class, but I'm not doing scale 1. True 4-link, that just looks so good. Clean axles, not those 12mm extension nuts. These guys right here. It's got a different rake to it, those true 4-links. And that just looks not as much like a toy. Plastic links, tie rods. So go get yourself a kit. You will be happy with it. Totally. I am totally happy with this truck. All right, here's a full throttle whole shot with a stop.